Your forecast first, sponsored by Mattoon Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
All right, well, good afternoon, good evening to you. Beautiful day. Another warm one out there. Plenty of sunshine mixed in with a few clouds across the area. No major weather issues at all on this Tuesday. We'll show you where those temperatures are with readings into the low in mid-80s. It's actually slightly cooler than what we had yesterday, but still 84 showing up in Springfield, Jacksonville, and the cooler readings, 79, Watsika and Danville. As we go throughout the course of tonight, very similar conditions to what we had last night, maybe even a tad degree or two cooler with readings down to the mid-60s at 11 o'clock. All looks good here through the rest of the week. The weekend could get a little soggy. We'll talk about rain and quite a bit of it in the forecast coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
We knew that something else more than what they were saying happened.
The Champaign School District says girls were play fighting when one got hurt badly. But the family says that's not what happened. Why they say it's a much different story. Plus, this viral video has many still asking why. Tonight, the woman behind the wheel is facing new charges that could answer that.
If it wasn't for my family, I wouldn't be able to, sometimes afford my insulin.
And it's a problem many have, wondering how am I going to pay for my insulin? Now the astronomical prices could be coming down.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
There was no accident in this situation.
But the school district says there was. A mother in Champaign says her 10-year-old daughter was attacked at school yesterday. The district is painting a much different story. Good evening. I'm Jennifer Roscoe. Paul is off tonight. Dr. Howard Elementary was put on a soft lockdown yesterday for, quote, a student needing medical assistance. That student went to the hospital with a deep gash in her stomach. WCIA 3's Courtney Bunting is live outside of Dr. Howard where it happened. So how was the student hurt, Courtney?
Well, Jennifer, the district hasn't really answered that question, and neither have accounts from the student. Now, the district said it was because of play fighting between 6 students, but they said later they found no evidence of any kind of a weapon and also no evidence that another student caused this injury. The aunt of the student says that she fell at some point and doesn't remember what happened. But take a look at this video and these pictures. Some were too graphic to show without blurring them. Family members say the wound was as deep as 8.5 inches. She had to have 15 stitches, and now she's afraid to go back to school. Her aunt believes the school is trying to cover it up.
We just want justice, We want to know what happened, and we want to know why were there not enough adults present to take action before it got this far.
Chitwood says her niece was attacked by fellow students who had a history of bullying her. She says her niece told a teacher about the bullying, and that's what made these students retaliate. Coming up at 6, I'll explain more about how parents, including the parents of this girl, were notified about what happened and why many of those parents believe they weren't told enough. Reporting live in Champaign, Courtney Bunting, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Courtney, thank you. We'll see you again at 6. Now, parents, including family members of the student, are all going to a PTA board meeting tonight. That's at Dr. Howard. The topic of the meeting is expected to be safety. It starts at 6. We have new information on a crash that happened 2 weeks ago in Champaign. The woman who drove down the unfinished Bradley Avenue and jumped the bridge is charged with DUI. Aisha Marshall had 2 other men in her car when it happened September 3rd. They all went to the hospital after the crash. We reached out to the state's attorney for more details. She said she's not commenting since this is still an active investigation. And we have new details on a shooting that happened in Urbana yesterday. Police are still looking for the person who shot a 15-year-old. It happened outside the Cottage Grove apartments. A 15-year-old boy was shot in the arm. He was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. Police say a man shot at him from the street. They are still investigating. A Champaign man's in custody after police say he went into a retirement home with a gun. It happened at Clark Lindsay in Urbana. Police say Emmanuel Chappell rolled up on a stolen scooter before going inside. He then got into an argument with an employee after asking about the location of a woman who works there. Chappell was arrested shortly after that. He's charged with unlawful possession of a weapon and is being held on $500,000 bond. A mother and her baby were killed Friday in Memphis. Now we know she had roots to Central Illinois. 32-year-old Heather Cook graduated from GCMS High School in 2005. The father of her child, Enoch Turner, is charged with murder. WCIA 3's Andy Olson is live in our control room. Andy, what did police say happened?
Jennifer, police say that Turner entered the home and stabbed both Cook and their son, Bentley, before setting it on fire. They say that, Bentley is actually only 4 months old. He is charged with several counts of first-degree murder and aggravated arson. Investigators say the two were arguing over custody in the months beforehand. The school district said they are in mourning after learning about Cook's murder over the weekend. There are still several teachers at the school who had Cook in classes. GCMS Superintendent Jeremy Darnell said through a statement, quote, Heather was an active member of the GCMS community for most of her school years and left a very positive impact on friends and classmates. Cook began school in the GCMS school district in the 3rd grade. Jennifer?
Andy, thank you so much. New tonight at 5, a Champaign man is in custody after being accused of molesting a child. 49-year-old Norman Person Sr. is charged with predatory criminal sexual assault. The victim is under 13 years old and told authorities it started after April 2018. Person was also accused back in 2010 for sexually assaulting another child that young in Coles County, but that case was dismissed after the victim and witness died the day of the trial in a car crash. Champaign County board members are still working to consolidate the 2 jails into one. Right now, there are 2 in Urbana, one on Learman Avenue, that's 25 years old. The other on East Main is across from the courthouse. That one's about 40 years old. County board leaders have been trying to consolidate the 2 for years. The biggest thing slowing them down is the cost. The county board executive says the consolidation will probably happen through an addition to the Learman location.
We're at a point where we're either going to have to invest several million dollars in the old building or come up with a new, finally do the consolidation. And that's where we're at. And it's a very expensive proposition either way. And the better choice is to do the consolidation.
Now, there isn't a set timeline for when the consolidation could start. The cost of adding onto the new building on Learman is around $47 million. That will likely be a referendum and be paid for in the form of new taxes. People in Mattoon have only had one choice when it comes to calling an ambulance company. Now the city is deciding if it's going to stay that way. WCIA 3's Jamie Mays is with us. So there has been one ambulance service in Mattoon for 6 months. How's it going?
Jennifer, the city administrator says they are still being evaluated, but so far that one service has been doing well. 6 months ago, another company, Dunn's Ambulance Service, shut down. Mitchell Jordan was the only one running. The city set a moratorium or hold not to accept any more ambulance licenses for 6 months. The city administrator says Mitchell Jordan has had great call times and increased ambulances and personnel. Now that the moratorium is set to expire, the city council will discuss how the current ambulance service has been doing.
I think the feeling is, part of it is there enough business? That is the two services just actually competing for people and actually taking away from each other. So, you know, it's shown in the last 6 months that one has been able to cover the city.
This is something the city administrator says they will continue to review. Every year they will look at how Mitchell Jordan is performing and whether or not one service is adequate for the city. Jennifer.
Okay, let us know. Thank you, Jamie. We have an update on the water in Assumption. The city has been given the all clear from the EPA and the water system is back up and running. We told you last week the nitrate level was too high. Children under 6 months were told not to drink it. Tests this week show the levels have gone back to a safe level. City officials, though, say they're going to flush hydrants to bring the levels down even further. The price of insulin continues to go up, but that could soon come to a stop. Good news for people who need it. Plus, this billboard was put up to call out the location of a homeless shelter. Why one city leader has a different concern over where it's going.